Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. If you're watching on replay, thanks for dropping by. So, starting a new project today, and I'll let you see a picture of it. So, this is what I'm just starting on. I'm starting in this bottom right hand corner. So it doesn't look like much at the moment, at the very beginning. So something a bit different. "24 colours on this one, so not too many colours. So the way these videos work is basically I just stick on the camera while I'm working on a diamond painting and chat to anybody that drops in and wants to talk. If nobody wants to talk, it tends to be pretty quiet, but people can still see what diamond painting is. Basically building up a picture with little dots. These happen to be round, but you also get square. It's a very popular hobby in America. Not so big in Denmark. Just getting to the last of this one. I think that's all. So time to change colour. Hi Nancy. Good afternoon. It is 1:50 p.m. in Denmark. So how's the weather today? Snowed a lot last night. Going to take my puppy out for a walk. Okay, so you'll let me know. So I finished the turtles last night. It's hanging up in the wall. I posted a picture on Instagram of the finished picture. I've already swapped it out. I had a snow leopard diamond painting, and I think I was saying yesterday I use magnetic frames. So I swapped out the snow leopard and put up the marine turtles. It's looking pretty good. What you could do is you could email me, Nancy, and I'll send you a picture. The camera's a bit shaky today because I'm working on the far side of the picture, so the arm that the camera is on is at full stretch. So if I slightly move the table, it vibrates the camera. So if it's a bit shaky, that's what it is. Oh, you can see it, cool. Yeah, it looks, I mean, the picture's a bit close. I mean, it's like if you take a close-up picture of diamond painting, it doesn't look quite as good as it does if you take a couple of steps back. I'll probably take another picture of it on the wall. I'll give you a better idea. But I mean, it is round drills, but it still looks okay. Is that you just looking at that stuff? Yeah, I thought that was quite funny. If anybody else reads that, they will have no idea. They'll think you're insulting me. So, in all your travels around the world, Nancy, what was your favourite place to visit? Got a couple of drills in here that are the wrong shade of green. They can go in the junk pile. I think there's only two. Hi, Marilyn. Having coffee. Glad to see you while streaming, but I'm still groggy. What time is it, Marilyn? I've been streaming the past 3 days or something. Just haven't been on much for a while, and I thought I would come back on and catch up, see how everybody is. 8 a.m. 2 p.m. here. So how are you, Marilyn? I haven't spoke to you for a long time. So what are you having for breakfast? Coffee? Just coffee? That's what I have for breakfast. I usually have 2 cups of coffee before I actually eat anything. So this is a new one that I started. I finished the Marine Turtles last night. And I've decided I'm going to do some of the smaller ones. So I had a look through my stash list and decided to do this one. I'll show you in a second. I'll find it again. Move it out of the way. So this is what I'm working on. I'm working on this bottom corner. So just started it. And it is a 40 by 30. Same size as the turtle one that I just finished. And it's round drills, as you can see. 24 colours in this one. So not that many. Yeah, it's a bit different. It's actually one that I did a review recently. It is from onedaysaving.com. I've done reviews for them before, and they got in touch with me before Christmas and said, Christmas is coming. Would you like to do some reviews again? If so, we can choose and send you 3, or you can choose them yourself. Now, I've never let a company choose the diamond paintings before, so I thought, okay, that's a bit different. So I said, yeah, just you choose 3 and send them. So this was one. It's actually one I could see myself picking this one. I like it. The second one, not so much. The second one is a baby angel panda holding a love heart. Not one I would have picked. And the last one, I can't remember. I think the last one was okay. It was just the baby angel panda was a bit sort of definitely not my thing. But if you like cutesy pandas, some people will. I mean, I will do it, but it's just I wouldn't have picked it myself. So that's what I get for letting other people pick them. Do you notice how good I am with tweezers now, Madeline? I use tweezers all the time. Round or square, doesn't matter. Something that I never ever thought I would do. Reminds me about how bad I am with tweezers. Guess I don't have those magical skills. Yeah, it's all because of diamond dots. I'm blaming them. I did Winter Wonderland from Diamond Dots, and it had a lot of ABs. So I've always used tweezers for the ABs, and they had a lot of them. So I was using tweezers a lot, and I was actually using them, and then I realised that I wasn't having any problems with them. So I thought, I'll just keep using them. Then I don't have to worry about replacing wax and stuff. And it was round drills that the diamond dots were. So I got used to picking up rounds, and then I did a square one after that. And I suppose that's even easier because you've got the flat edges to pick up. But I'm not having any problems with them at all, which is pretty cool. Next colour. 23. I think this is definitely going to be one where you have to be a bit further back before you can really make sense of it. And that's the thing. I mean, I do drop the drills once in a while, but they don't go pinging across the rim, which they did at the very beginning. And it was because I was squeezing the tweezers far too hard, I finally realised. And I was holding them away down at the tip, down here. Didn't work very well. So now I hold them about midway, just nice and gentle. Once you pick them up and you've got to hold it, no problem. I think you actually get a clearer view as well of where you're putting the drill with tweezers, especially these like pointy ones. You don't have the pen nib in the way. It's just a matter of placing it, and then just you can push it about really easy with the tweezers. You don't have to worry about damaging the tip of the pen. I was just going to say, I think that was the last one, but there's two. 3, 4. I know I'm still going to end up with, right, there's a lot more. I know I'm still going to miss some, but I try and get as many when I'm working on that colour as possible, and then just fill in the missing ones later. Close enough. Yeah, it's no, I don't know anything about multiplacing. I still haven't used a multiplacer. Still have no intentions of using one. I prefer to single place. I mean, I was doing it with a pen up until very recently, and then switched to the tweezers. I like using them. There's a lot of just shades of colour in this. A lot of green, a lot of shades of green and grey. A little bit of yellow to brighten it up a bit. So 40 by 30 shouldn't take too long. Six centimetres of snow. It's -10. Lovely. We have 0 millimetres of snow. It was raining when I went out this morning. I don't know if it is now, but it's already getting dark and it's only 2:16. Yeah, you must have went out for your walk, Nancy. I was asking earlier, since you've been around the world a few times, what was your favourite place that you visited? Have you travelled much, Marilyn? I don't know if we spoke about that in the past. Guam. Okay. Why? Ah, that's why I'm saying you lose concentration with tweezers. You drop the drill, then you drop it on top of the other drills and can't see it, but I found it. The one thing I've found with the tweezers is when you're using them to do this, the tip or tips of the tweezers start to get a bit sticky to pick up some of the residue of the glue. So sometimes you pick up a drill and you get another one stuck to the outside of the tweezers. They have a serious sense of community, rich military history, and the people are so nice. Cool. What is the weirdest food that you have eaten on your travels? So I picked up two drills there. I had one that I picked up and one that was stuck. But what I started doing is I just put down the one that I picked up and then pick up the other one and use it. Octopus. Yeah. I mean, octopus, is that not just like big squid? Calamari. What about, I take it when you did the military stuff, did you do, it does not taste like chicken. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, when you were doing these military sort of things where you went to really cold places, really hot places, um, I take it you did like how to survive on nothing but shoelaces and your own urine type thing, like Bear Grylls. Do you watch Bear Grylls? The thing that gets me about the Bear Grylls thing is you hear him talking about like how hot it is or how cold it is or whatever. Um, And nobody ever mentions the cameraman. That guy's lugging a camera around trying to take video, and he's in exactly the same conditions as Bear Grylls. That's a bit iffy. You have never drank your own urine. Did eat mushrooms and leaves. Leaves. Was that because you had to, or was it because they made you? Eating wild mushrooms could be a bit dangerous. Not much traveling, mostly US plus Mexico, Bahamas, usual vacation spots. Okay. So you haven't been to Europe, Marilyn? Oh yeah, purification tabs. Yeah, the guy that lived across from my dad in Scotland, he's I take it he's a sailor. He's a submariner. He uh, he works on I think it's a nuclear submarine, and he was telling me that they actually purify seawater, and they can go submerged for I forget, it's something like 6 months or 3 months without surfacing, which I thought was pretty impressive. But I didn't know that, they could purify seawater to make it into drinking water. Hi, Jane. Made it today. Good to see you. Part of the adventure, I was never forced to eat anything. Yeah, I'd be a bit wary about mushrooms. You might be lucky and get the magic type, which could be kinda dangerous if you're in the military. Hardest job, they say, cameraman carrying heavy equipment, walking backwards. Yeah, people don't. I mean, I've always thought of that with the Bear Grylls thing. He's complaining about how hot it is and sweating and everything, and I'm thinking the guy next to you is carrying a camera that I'm sure weighs quite a bit, and he's trying to keep it steady and keep you in focus and in the picture, and you're just standing there sweating and complaining. I wouldn't. I couldn't tell you button mushrooms, that's it. I couldn't tell you anything about mushrooms. I mean, I see different mushrooms in the supermarket, and I've tried some, but I couldn't tell you the names. One of the chefs at work was showing me a thing you can buy. It's a box, and it's basically grow your own mushrooms. You just, I don't know what you do. Just add water, I think, something like that. And the mushrooms that come out of it, I have no idea what they're called, but they're very different from the mushrooms I'm used to. They're white and they grow more like a fungus. You know, I know mushrooms are a fungus, but um, they grow all sort of like some of the things that you see on trees that grow out the side, and then they're like shelves of them, like they grow above each other. They're a bit like that. They hang out the box. They're white and they're big, but I don't know what they are. I had Italian grandma who served mystery meat. Never questioned what she threw in pasta sauce. Don't want to know. That's a very good tactic. I'm sure I mentioned this one time before. When I was in Vegas, I saw a T-shirt, um, and it was the headline on it said "Roadkill Cafe," and it had different things like raccoon, so many dollars, skunk, and the very bottom one was "Guess the mess." If you can guess what you're eating, you get your meal for free. I should have got the T-shirt. That was quite funny. Oyster mushrooms. Yeah, maybe. They grow in like a clump. Like, it's hard to explain. I'd need to look them up. Yeah, I went again a long time ago. I went on a cruise on the Danube, and we got to Hungary, I think it was. And part of the thing was we got off the boat, and then we went to this big sort of open air cafe type thing, and they already had stuff ready for us. And it was a stew. And it was really good, but I never asked them what was in it. I mean, we spoke about food a few times. I mean, there are only a few things that I wouldn't eat. Eyeballs is definitely one. Um, and is it ballot or whatever? Is it ballot? Ballot. Um, Duck eggs, where they incubate the egg for so many days, and then they boil it. And when you open up the egg, it's basically a duckling sort of developed. I mean, it's got like its beak and its feet, and they eat that. It's still got the yolk sac. It's meant to be really good, but I couldn't eat that. I suppose I could if I had to, absolutely had to, but I wouldn't just try it for the sake of it. Charcoal burner Russula mushroom. Never heard it. Black trumpet mushrooms. That sounds interesting. A sweet mushroom. When I used to do the Periscope stuff, live streaming, there was a guy I got to know called Dave, and his handle or name tag was Dave in Osaka. And he used to go visiting all these temples and things, really, really cool. But he also would try various foods. And the most memorable one was he took us to a cafe, and I forget where it was. And this place was the original cafe where they invented pig brain soup. And he went in and live streamed, spoke to the people, and asked if he could see it getting made, and they said, "Yep." So he went in live streaming, and we watched. They had a massive silver bowl with pig's brains in it, and we watched them mush them up, and then we watched them actually make the soup. And then Dave got a bowl of it and sat and ate it. He was picking out bits of brain. That was different. But that place, originally, they would make it and they took it out in the street and sold it from barrows in the street. And then eventually they got their own little cafe, and that was the place where pig brain soup originated, and it's still going. So a bit of history behind that. I don't know how popular it would be in Europe though. I mean, Danes like bacon. There are more pigs in Denmark than people, but I've never heard of anybody eating brain. I am fussy now. I won't eat a lot of stuff because of my military days. Really, I would have thought it would be the opposite, that when you've been through military training, survival stuff, you would basically eat anything, or you could eat anything. Obviously, you're not going to choose to eat leaves. But the thing is, you know what you can eat. Whereas if it was me, I wouldn't have a clue. I would just avoid any red berries. That's as much as I know. Just put them back and then spotted one. That's typical. Okay, try number 19. I could, yeah, that's the thing. You could, like, you know what you can eat and how to survive. I would just die, basically. I'm just double checking before I start this. 19K. When we killed hogs, scramble. Really? I'd never heard of anybody eating pig brains until I saw Dave's live stream. Scrambled pig brains. So was it scrambled pig brains and scrambled egg, like just like mixed together, or was it scrambled pig brains and fried egg? Oh no, right, okay, I read it now. With scrambled pig brains with eggs. So it was scrambled egg with pig brain. Is there not something about eating brain, like cow brains? I'm thinking that mad cow disease, is that not something to do with the brain stem or something? Never hear about that anymore. Pig's cheeks, I'd never had them until I moved to Denmark. And pig heart. They have a traditional Danish dish that is pig heart chopped into sort of chunks with a cream sauce. It's really good. Is a hog and a pig the same thing? It's funny when I do these lives, it's just random things come into my head when I read comments. I was just reading that and thinking, is a hog and a pig the same thing? Do you call pigs hogs, or is a hog a different thing? Because I'm thinking hogs are, they've got little horns in their mouth. Pigs don't have that. And hogs are hairy, I think. Says a guy that has no idea what he's talking about. I think hogs are hairy and pigs are less hairy. Something I never thought I'd be talking about. Yeah, no, yeah, it is warthogs. They've got like long tusks, but I think I've seen hogs that have got like little hogs with right. So it's wild hogs. Yeah, warthogs are different again. They've got a different shaped like skull. But I'm sure I've seen hogs on something on TV, and they've got like little horns. And they use them for fighting. I take it. Little tusks. What you described tusks. Yeah. Warthogs, have they not got like curved, like really big, like upside down elephant tusks type thing? Well, Laura had hog head roast for Christmas dinner. I don't know if everybody knows Laura. Laura's a chef. She sometimes drops in. I was asking her what she was making for Christmas dinner, and she said it was no, it wasn't hog head. It was boar head. What's the difference between a boar and a hog? So many questions. I think it was boar head ham or something. I'd never heard of it. We have big problems in my area with wild hogs. Yeah, we don't have hogs in Denmark or in Scotland. We don't have bear or anything like that. Really? So wild hogs are a problem. I know they're aggressive. I've seen videos where they actually attack people. Is that them being just defensive, like protective of their area, or is it just they are that bad tempered? I remember when I was in Canada, there was a woman tourist in some town where moose would wander about, and it was just a thing. Tourists would go and take pictures of them. They would just wander about the town, and a woman decided it would be a good idea to actually try and sit on the back of a moose and get a picture taken. The moose killed her, so it wasn't that good an idea. And then there was another woman tried to get a picture taken with some black bear cubs. They were at the side of the road somewhere else. Mama bear intervened and killed her. I don't know. At times it's like people just switch their brain off. Moose are native here, but I'm not a fan. They are massive. I never realised how big they were. Hogs very aggressive. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, okay, little cub bears are really cute, but I mean, seriously, I've seen clips on YouTube as well. There was a guy trying to get a picture with a tiger at a zoo, and the guy uh, went under the safety barrier, so he was right up against the cage, and he squatted down like with his back to the tiger because the tiger was lying down next to the fence, and the guy thought, "Oh, get my picture taken." So he went over, squatted down with the tiger behind him, and the tiger grabbed him. Um, they managed to get him away, but it had bit or clawed, can't remember, but it got a hold of his arm and it ripped his jacket off him. It's just, I don't know, makes me worry at times. Males or bulls normally weigh from 380 to 700 kilos, 838 to 1,000 1,543 pounds. Females or cows typically weigh 200 to 490 kilos, 441 to 1,008. I don't know if it was a male or a female that she tried to get a picture taken with. I mean, something that size, it just trample you and that's it, game over. I mean, when I did all the sort of exotic animal stuff in Scotland, I used to get email like sort of at the beginning before the internet really picked up to what it is now. Because now you can Google everything. But I used to get a lot of emails, people asking questions about snakes and stuff. And a guy sent me a picture one day. Um, uh, the email said, "I arrived at work this morning, went into the office, and saw this snake. Can you tell me, is it dangerous?" And I looked at the picture that he had attached, and he had actually caught the snake and put it in a garbage can and then took a picture of it. It was a corn snake, like totally harmless, but he never knew that. That was the bit that worried me. I saw this snake in the office. Can you tell me what it is? After he picked it up and put it in a garbage can. Hi, Mike. Long time no see. Happy New Year. How's things in Blighty? Enjoying the sunshine? Yeah, some people are just. Thanks, Mike. Cold, is it? I think we're round about freezing. Yeah, it's the same here. We've got grey skies. It's raining today. Temperatures, I think, just over freezing. But I know it's meant to drop down to -5 within the next few days. So just typical winter weather. Now I've totally forgot what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Looks like I've got them all. So you're still busy, Mike? I haven't spoke to you for a long time. I take it everybody does know Mike. If anybody doesn't, Mike is the guy behind smithsbeads.co.uk. I've got quite a few customs from him. And a pen. That lights up. Free advertising. And another pen that doesn't light up. Surprisingly, I haven't used this yet, Mike. I know it's hard to believe. And now I don't use pens, as you noticed. I use tweezers all the time. I've recommended Mike and haven't placed an order yet with him myself. Yeah, I've got quite a few customs from Mike. And some that weren't customs that I've still to do. I might do one of them next, Mike. One of the small ones that I got. It is a cool pen. I'd had it for quite a while before I realised it lit up. I thought this was like it's an ink pen, and I thought this was an eraser, like for ink. And then just one day, I don't know why, I pressed it. And it lit up. Because you can leave it lit up. If you click it and just leave it, it stays lit up. Okay, just checking again. F. Yeah, no problem, Mike. Mike's just messaged me. No problem at all. I don't mind people promoting or whatever, advertising. I don't mind it. As long as they're not spamming, I mean, that gets a bit much. But Angie was, she's what is it you call it? Can't remember the word. I was going to say sponsored, but she's not an affiliate. That's it. She's an affiliate for a diamond painting company, and she posted up a link that gave people a 10% discount if they ordered through that. So Mike actually has smithspeeds.com as well. So you've got smithspeeds.co.uk and smithspeeds.com. Um, Again, I mean, I can only talk from experience, but I've seen a lot of pictures. I asked Mike if he could send me pictures of other customs that he's done. They have done, it's Mike and his partner, Teresa. They have done a lot, like hundreds of customs. Because the thing with customs is the one that I think is the hardest to get right is skin tones. I've seen so many where people look like lobster red, or they've got no definition in their nose, or that sort of thing. Um, Mike and Teresa have done a lot, and they really do their best to make sure that you're happy. When I got my customs, mine were a bit different because it wasn't people that were in them. But I sort of ended up just saying to Mike, right, okay, this is what I want. It's Smith's beads. You got a link, Mike? So it's smithsbeads.co.uk or smithsbeads.com. If anybody's seen the hoverfly one that I did, it was Mike that supplied that for me, and the Hans Christian Andersen one, and the Tivoli one, the Halloween one that I did. Those were all pictures that I took in Copenhagen, then tweaked them, and then Mike did the rest basically. So it just sort of got to the point that I was just sending stuff that I wanted and saying to Mike what size, and he would just say what he recommended, and I would just go with that. Yeah, they are extremely confetti heavy, like extremely, but that's my fault because it's just the style that I wanted, and I knew they were going to be like that, but I wanted that because it makes them a bit different. So I'm very happy with the stuff that I got from Mike. And the fact that Mike really makes sure that everything goes well. I did have one that disappeared, and Mike chased up, I think it was two different courier companies, and found out exactly where they were. Yeah, or where I can't remember if it was one or two, but I can't see any other company doing that to the extent that he did it and the speed that he did it. He was basically just keeping me updated. I've contacted them, they've said this, and now I'm contacting them, they've said this, and then eventually he said, they've told me this is where it is. And I went and got it. And it had been sitting there for 2 weeks. And they said normally when something's been sitting for 2 weeks, like longer than 2 weeks, it gets sent back. So I was lucky to catch it. No, Cyndi Lauper one, no. The one that I remember the most was the dog. That really, the massive one with the dog. Yeah, I'm the same, Gene. Some people just don't like doing confetti though because you have to keep changing colours. Some people just don't like that. Well, I don't mind. I mean, I'm always thinking about the end product, like what it's going to look like at the end. It's like I had another custom before I knew Mike. I got a custom made from Homecraftology, and that had 350 bags of 310 in a single place. All of that. Send me a pic. Okay. Send me two pics. Oh, that is cool. I'm sending more. Right, okay. It's just like I said, to me, the hardest thing to get right for a company is skin tones, and I've seen so many disasters. And I always feel bad for the people that have spent the money, spent the time, and then they look at it and think it just looks bad. So when people start talking about customs, I would always point them to Mike because I know he's done hundreds. So give you an example. But this is you just mentioned Cyndi Lauper. I hadn't seen it, but this is the picture. This isn't the picture. This is the actual diamond painting. It might not be in focus because my camera's set up for the diamond painting. And then that's it beside a car to give you an idea of size. And then he's got another one that he just sent of Freddie Mercury. I mean, you imagine that from just a normal viewing distance. I mean, that looks like a picture, and the skin tones are right. That's to me, that is the hardest thing to get right in a diamond painting. My ones are all multicolored, 90 colours in them, and a lot of confetti. If the shades are slightly out, nobody's going to know. But when skin tones are wrong, everybody knows. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's the Freddie Mercury one. Oh, again, where am I? There. Again, beside a car to give you an idea of the sort of size. Somebody's holding it. And then he sent me this one. I can't remember this guy's name. Mike. What's his name again? Was he not the? What age was he? 100 or something? I can't remember the story about him. But that's it. That's it framed. But I mean, Mike's got plenty of pictures of if people are thinking about a custom with people. I'm saying with people because to me that is the hardest one to get right, and if you can get that right, you can get anything right. But I mean, Mike has got, as you can see, plenty of examples. Captain Sir Tom. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, but what was it that was so important about him? Was he the last? I can't remember. Something from World War II. And he did a lot of charity work as well, didn't he? He's very famous in the UK, and he passed away. I haven't spoke to you for months, Mike, when I think about it. Did a lot of charity around the nursing home to raise money for COVID. Yeah, he was well known for raising money. Did he not raise money for ex-army people as well or something? I vaguely remember something about that. He was really big on charities. Or I should say ex-servicemen, not ex-army. No problem, Mike. I don't know if he's done it, but I was said to Mike a few times what he needs to do is set up a section on his website with pictures of the customs so that people can see the sort of quality, like how good they are. Because to me, the people that want customs done, the vast majority have people in them. And a lot of times it's people who have passed and they want memories and they want it right. And I think if Mike made a little gallery, obviously asking permission from the people who the customs made, um, I think a lot of people would be interested. I mean, you get a lot of companies that advertise they do customs, but they don't really show what they do. Tammy's eldest daughter was over with her dog a couple of days ago, and one of its hairs has managed to find its way onto my tray. So that's why I cover everything up all the time. And when we don't have, we don't have cats or dogs. We've got a pet snake. We don't have to worry about snake hairs. Okay, 10. Went many J's in that. So you're working on any projects at the moment, Marilyn? It would be nice to revamp site. Yeah, I think, yeah, there could be a lot done with that site, but it always comes down to time and money. But word of mouth is pretty good when people are recommending some. I mean, I wouldn't recommend Mike if I didn't like his stuff, and I definitely wouldn't have, I think, I can't remember, maybe 6 customs from Mike. I wouldn't have 6 if I didn't like his work. And it's not just his work, it's his attitude. He likes to do it right, and he likes to make sure the customers are happy. And it's a high priority for him, and I like that. I mean, you get companies that say that their customer service is like bit like that. It's a really important thing, and then sometimes you hear things and you think, no, yeah, you say your customer service is good. I mean, words are cheap, but I know for a fact that Mike will go out his way to fix any problems. In fact, there was a thing with Angie. He sent Angie a custom. She got a custom from him, and there was something wrong with the. I think it was the title, like not actually on the print, but it was the title on the canvas. There was a smudge. Now that isn't actually part of the diamond painting, and it doesn't matter. But Mike sent another canvas um, because it annoyed him that there was a smudge on it. So I don't know if many companies would do that. Yeah, I mean, it's one of these things, Mike. It's like time, and I mean, I've got the IC Copenhagen website, and before that, I had the Pet Snakes website, which I since dropped because I didn't really have time for it. And now, when it comes to exotic animal husbandry, people just Google stuff. Back then, I started that website in 2000 and stopped it in 2019. So I had that website for 19 years. But I was doing the IC Copenhagen stuff, and I really wanted to do a website based on Copenhagen and my live streams and pictures, and I I didn't want to pay for 2 websites, so I dropped the Pet Snakes one, and I've got the IC Copenhagen. But since I started diamond painting, I'm getting more and more involved in diamond painting and YouTube videos and reviews, and I'm trying to add that into the IC Copenhagen, but it's exactly the same thing. It's the time, trying to find time to sit and do stuff. I mean, I don't know if you know, Mike, I started a job at the beginning of November, and I've been working like 12 and 13-hour shifts, and it takes me over an hour to get there and over an hour to get back. So I'm sort of 14 to 16 hours a day. I've got no time. So that's why I've sort of disappeared recently, just completely no time. But because of Corona, they're running with a skeleton staff. So I'm working 2 12-hour shifts a week. So I'm off the other days. So I'm sort of getting back. That's why I've been live streaming the past 2 or 3 days, because I haven't had time. Yeah, I mean, the interview went great. I mean, it couldn't have went any better. And it's a really good place to work. Everybody's really helpful, friendly. I like it. So that's good. But normally I should be working Monday to Friday, evening shift, but I'm meant to be getting switched to days, which is going to suit me a lot better. That way I would finish at 4 in the afternoon and be off every weekend. So it gives me time like with Tammy to spend time during the week and some time at weekends as well to do some YouTube stuff. Tried to access Mike's site and could not. Might not. That shouldn't be any reason that people can't get into your site, Mike, from anywhere in the world. Should there? I'm just going to try. No, I've logged into .co.uk and it's working. Which site did you go into, Marlon? Is it the .com or .co.uk? Well, I'm in .co.uk and I'm in Denmark. That's weird. They're both up. Well, something wrong here. .com on phone anyway. I mean, it's up, but I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I accidentally hit a link. This is what I'm getting when I go to .com, Mike. You've got a graphic that's going right down the page. I don't know why. Lamp Design Limited. Is that a company that's doing that for you, Mike? Yeah, I think the UK site is a bit better. But I still think you need to get a. That's weird. Forgot what I was going to say. I still think you need to get a section for customs and pictures so people can see, because they are really good. Do you have that one of the dog handy, Mike? I use Wix for my website. Oh, it's a free program. Can purchase license to move advertising. Yeah, I use Wix, Wix.com. I think they've got a free thing. Mine isn't, but it's really easy to set up. It's just one of these just drag and drop type thing. They've got templates already made that you could just change the wording and put your own pictures in, and it's really quick. it looks they all look good. It's just a matter of picking. That post has been edited. What post? What you posted, it says it is a free program to use, but can purchase license to remove advertising, but do not update software for 0 years. I'm just guessing you mean it doesn't, like software doesn't have any updates. Wix looks really nice, really modern, and I think there is a free version, but it will have Wix advertising or something like that. I don't know, can't remember. I used Wix for the Pet Snakes one. Well, not originally, but I moved to that. It must be something to do with a word or something, Mike. I don't know why. I haven't changed any defaults in YouTube. There must be a word that it thinks is a bit iffy, or a phrase that it thinks is a bit iffy, or so. I don't know. Yeah, this is the one Mike sent me this a while ago. For people who have got dogs. This is a custom he did for a customer, and he's actually got the dog in the picture or beside the picture. Look at the size of that diamond painting. Just thinking. That's the Tivoli Halloween custom that Mike did. Well, I designed it. He chose the size and got the drills and everything, so it's out of focus. But that's the entrance of Tivoli in Copenhagen. Tons of confetti. I don't know if I've got any other ones. Just looking back. This is the Hans Christian Andersen one. 90 colours. That's a statue that I took a picture of in Kongens Have, King's Garden in Copenhagen. decided to tweak it. I think that was that the first custom mic? I think it was. It's a 60 by 80, I think. Totally sidetracked today. I'm not used to doing diamond paintings that are so small and getting them finished so quick. I think this is what, 2, 4, 6, 8 sections. This one's slightly narrower than normal. This was the sort of last part. But I'm off until Tuesday, so this one will be finished pretty fast. Then I'll move on to something else. I think I'll maybe pick one that I got for Mike. Some sort of children's ones that I just thought they would be something a bit different. Maybe something that parents could work with their kids, or their grandparents work with their grandkids. Things for a kid's room, something like that. But they're not customs. They're just ones that Mike sells. 60 by 80. Yeah, that's my sort of preferred size. Can't remember if I mentioned it yesterday. The reason that I now sort of stick to the 60, either 60 wide or 60 high, is because I use an A2 light pad and I can fit 60 on the light pad without having to move it. So I tend to go, that's the biggest I go. Anything by 60, it doesn't matter if it's like 60 by 120 or whatever, because I can turn it on its side, and then we've got 2 drafting tables facing each other, and I've made a little cardboard bridge between them. So all I do is slide it underneath whatever Tammy's working on. Unless it's longer than both tables, I suppose, but then I could just separate the tables slightly. But that's the way. That's the way I do it. But I think 60 by 80 is a good size if you've got wall space. I can't remember what size the hoverfly is. It's more square. The hoverfly is 80 by 75. And this is the actual artwork. It's not the diamond painting, but that was a hoverfly. I was taking a close-up picture of a flower, and a hoverfly landed on it just as I took the picture. So again, I tweaked it and got it converted into a diamond painting. I really like that one. I really like the way that turned out. When I do, well, if you look at recent videos, the hoverfly's in the background. What have I got in the background? Yeah, the hoverfly and the little tin soldier from Diamond Art Club. That's what's in the background at the moment. If you go further back in the videos, you'll see the entrance to Tivoli, where the little tin soldier is just now. And then I've got a row of small ones. I've got the cheeky panda, a small owl, a fish, and a turtle with special drills. 61 by 46. That's an unusual size. Can't be 60 like everybody else, Gene. You've got to be different. But they do say every centimetre counts, but I'm not going into that. A lot of the ones that I'm planning to do now are roughly 40 by 30. I'm just trying to get all the small ones out of the way. After saying that, I've got two coming that are pretty big. Well, that's the metric version. That's the European version, Nancy. Centimetres. We've gone all metric. But I guess an inch counts more than a centimetre. What I have noticed with light pads is if you have the symbol has a white like letter or number, it's harder to see. It's better when they're black. I have had that before where I've actually had to switch off the light pad so that I could actually see the lettering. Not very often, but I've had to do that. And it's because the symbols are white. If you've got a white symbol and a light coloured background, it just tends to look all the same. The definition's hard to make out. Oh, what do you think of that, Gene? Marilyn says you're odd, but bigger than Marilyn. I'm like Gene, odd, but smaller. Mm-hmm. Happy New Year to you too. 20 by 100. Yeah, that is. I actually ordered another one yesterday. I'm trying to remember. It's a 30 by 80. Is it as big as that? I can't remember. But it's a long, narrow. I do actually have one narrow one, one long, narrow one. That was a custom. But I'm just passing on the message. I'm not starting trouble. Don't shoot the messenger, as I say. Mike's went very quiet. He's probably trying to find out what's wrong with that site. Or he's making another coffee. Don't want to dominate the chat. It's just that if nobody talks, it just goes really quiet. It's like sitting at the dentist waiting room, which is fine. I mean, I don't know what people are doing. I mean, I know some people sit in diamond painting and just sort of listen if there's anything to listen to. I thought maybe you were away checking why that picture was so long. Also, just making order for more diamonds. 114 AB colours. That's cool. Well, Tammy, remember Tammy got some. She tweaked one of her diamond art clubs. In fact, I think it's the one she's still working on. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, like everybody. Trying not to buy too much. But I've been kind of lucky recently because a couple of companies have been, in fact, 3 companies I think, have been interested in letting me do some reviews. So I don't pay for them, which is nice. But I mean, I tell them just because I don't pay for them doesn't mean to say I'm not going to pick out faults if I find any. You take your chances. If you think your stuff is good enough, feel free. And if it isn't, I'll let you know. But so far, everything's been fine. The only thing was remember the Christmas tree mobile that broke. It was broken the first time. They sent another one that was broken. They sent the third one. It wasn't. But they were quite good about that. They like when I said to them they have to change their packaging and it's just going to keep breaking. I mean, they listened to what I said and they said like thanks for the feedback and we'll look into changing the packaging. But that can be costly for them to do that. So I don't know if it ever actually happened. But I mean, they were nice enough about it. In fact, they sent me stuff after that to review. So, but I mean, most of the stuff that I've done reviews on, like I've bought it. I mean, I've spent a lot of money on stuff. It's nice to get a little break. So this was one that was sent, and they chose it. You'll remember this one, Gene. I remember you commenting on this when I did the review. In fact, did I show you what it is that I'm working on, Gene? Can't remember if you were. Remember that one? That's what this is. I've just started it. I'm working in this corner just now. That was one of 3 that they chose for me. It's actually one that I would have picked, definitely would have picked it myself. Not so sure about the baby panda holding the hat. Not really my thing. I think it is. It's really easy to just keep buying stuff when you see it. And then suddenly you look and you think, I mean, I must have around about 50 in my stash. Right, where are you? I saw one. I just put them away and I saw one. I've lost it again. Yes. Yeah, I fell for that with Diamond Art Club as well. Well, I'm not saying I fell for it, but there was one that I saw a long time ago that I liked, but I didn't buy it. And then they posted a thing a few days ago. I think they were doing was it 20% off or something for anything. So I went and had a look again and I ended up ordering it. So it's on its way. And I've got one that I bought from Homecraftology on its way. They were doing a 41% off promotion. And again, I had my eye on one. It's an abstract art one. And when I saw that, 41% off. So that's on its way. That's actually probably in Denmark now. They're both pretty big, well, compared to the ones that I'm doing at the moment. So there'll be unboxings of them coming up. One of the companies that's been sending me stuff, they contacted me a couple of days ago and asked if I would be interested in reviewing a diamond painting pen. Now, now I've switched to tweezers, but so I said, yeah. And then they said, do you want to choose a diamond painting as well? So I picked a diamond painting. So I've got 3 diamond paintings to do unboxings and a diamond painting pen. So that'll be coming up soon-ish. And then I've got a load of ideas to do with stuff I've already bought. When I get into that, I don't know. So how many diamond paintings do you have in your stash, Nancy? Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, I think. I don't participate in events. I can't keep up. There seems to be a new chuck along every 3 weeks. And then there's just various things, and I see people talking about this event, that event, and I'm like, I can't keep up. Yeah, you don't want to buy one. I mean, you've got to buy at least 2 to keep each other company in the post. Buy one, get one free is always a tempting offer. You've got 8, Jean, in your stash. That should keep you going for quite a while. Yeah, 10 or less is sensible. It's going to take me a while to get there. I mean, I shouldn't really count the ones that I get sent for review because I never paid for them. So, yeah, if I cut them out, I'm maybe down to about 40, 42, 43, something like that. Only too small. Oh, well, that's plenty of work then. Big ones take a long time. But I like that as well, the fact that they do take a long time, if you single place, especially, because you're sort of getting your money's worth time-wise. If you count how many hours you're getting out of them, it makes it more worth it, if you know what I mean. Unless you happen to hate the one you're working on, you're just trying to get it finished. Yeah, this is it. I mean, when you've got other things to be doing, as most people have anyway, it can be hard to find the time. But thankfully, I've got a few days off. After saying that, I worked 12-hour shifts a few days ago, and then I finished at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I got a phone call during the day asking me if I could do another 12-hour shifts. I was meant to be off. So I did that, and then I was off yesterday, and last night at 9:05 p.m., I got a text saying they were looking for somebody to work from 10 o'clock this morning till 11 o'clock tonight. So a 13-hour shift. So I never noticed it until after 11. So I sent a message back and said, "Are you still looking for somebody?" And they said, "No, it's okay. We've managed to get somebody to cover." And I said, "Okay. So you don't need me in?" And they said, "No." I was pleased to hear that. But I'm sort of half waiting on a message asking if I want to work tomorrow. I might be off. For 13 years I had similar schedule. Difficult, always tired, long shifts. Yeah, that's the other thing. I've got say I start at, I mean, my shifts are all over the place at the moment because of the corona, but say I start at midday, I leave here at 10:45, and then if I finish at 1, I normally get home about 2:10. The other night, the metro wasn't running. I got home at 2:45. The worst night I got home at 10 to 4. So I'm never sure because they keep doing maintenance and stuff in the middle of the night, and that's when I finish. So it's always an adventure trying to get back. But if it goes right, I get home at 2:10. Then I'm wide awake. So I'll sit and watch YouTube or whatever, watch a movie. Sometimes a diamond paint. And then normally go to bed about 4:30. And then basically get up, have something to eat and go to work. The other night, because I was basically handing over to myself, I saw how much work was left the first night and I thought, I am not coming into this tomorrow. So I stayed on. I did a 14 and a half hour shift. And that was the night the metro wasn't running and I couldn't get a bus. So I ended up getting a taxi from Copenhagen airport. And that cost me 500 kroner, which is about £50 in the UK, roughly. That was an expensive night. Finally, I'm on the yellow. Well, mustard. C is 14. That's a bit of thing. It's gone all quiet again. Wix does look good for a freebie or ads banner. That's what I don't know because I'm trying to remember who I was with at the very beginning. I was with the same company for a very long time when I did the Pet Snakes one. That was my very first website. Networked Fusion, it was called, the software. Anyway, I switched to Wix, but I already had a website. I already had the Pet Snakes website, and I didn't want ads. I never had ads on it before, So I just went straight for the package. I didn't go for like the freebie. I just went straight for the full thing because I knew I don't like the idea of having adverts on my website when I don't really know what's getting advertised. Basically, I just don't want adverts. Simple as that. So I went straight for the package, the paid package, and I really like it. Um, I transferred the Pet Snakes website, and then I tweaked it, made it look a bit better, and then I started the IC Copenhagen website, and then I finally stopped the Pet Snakes because I was paying for 2 websites, and I was only really concentrating on one. So, um, I need to work a lot on the IC Copenhagen one because I want to set up a section about diamond painting as well. Basically, it's so that I don't have to pay for. I don't want a Copenhagen website and a diamond painting website because I have to pay for 2 and then I have to work on 2. So I'm sort of tying in because I did the custom diamond paintings in Copenhagen. I'm going to, well, I've sort of set it up at the beginning of it, but I'm going to have a diamond painting section that sort of spins off the Copenhagen thing. So it sort of does tie in, if you know what I mean. But again, it's finding the time. I'm concentrating more on YouTube. I like doing stuff like this when I'm talking to people and just basically shooting the breeze and talking about whatever. But just chilling out basically. I quite enjoy that. And the randomness, I like that. Just the random, no idea what we're going to be talking about if we're going to talk about anything. Sometimes it just goes quiet, and that's just how it is. I don't mind. It gives me a chance to concentrate on what I'm meant to be doing. Diamond painting. I mean, adverts are annoying. Everybody knows that. It's the ones that just say, your video will continue after this advert. The other ones, it's like, okay, you have to wait 3 seconds or 5 seconds and then you can just skip it. It's the ones that make you watch it. I hate that. Wix is very easy to use, very easy to get a really nice looking setup. That's what I was thinking would be a good one for Mike, but like I said, I don't know what the freebie's like, it'll probably have created by Wix stamped in it somewhere. I don't know what else to do. I mean, created by Wix is no big deal if that's all it is. But I can't help thinking they do something that's irritating enough that you're going to think, I don't want that, so you pay. I mean, they're a company. It's like any other company. Companies need to make money. So they sort of entice you in, and then you get to a point where you're thinking, I don't want that, so you pay. But when I mean, I'm thinking if it's like Mike and he's selling stuff and advertising stuff and hopefully making a profit. Having a good looking website, I think, would increase sales. Gives people a better idea of what's available, especially if he does a custom diamond painting section, like somebody's mentioned before. To me, that's the big one for Mike, the custom kits. People want custom kits of people that look good, and you're not guaranteed to get that. If you can post pictures and say, "Look, here's examples. We know what we're doing," I think that would get people. Good to mention these things, even if someone looks at it later. What you mean, like this video? I don't know. I really don't know. I know they do get watched, replay watches. They get a lot of replay watches, but I don't know what people actually, how much time anybody actually sits. They'll maybe skim it. They'll maybe just look and go, nah. They'll maybe skim a couple of bits. They'll happen to hit empty bits where nobody's talking. And then they leave. I mean, nobody, I don't think anyway, nobody is going to sit for 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to this point. That's how long I've been on. For me, this is just a totally different thing from the usual YouTube, like where I'm doing a review or talking about accessories or pens or whatever it is. They're focused on something, and that's it. I talk about that thing and maybe things related to it slightly, but it's focused, and most of my videos last about 20 minutes. That's the unboxings, unbaggings, whatever. I think the last two I did were closer to 45 minutes. They were a bit longer, but that was because I started talking about the bags and stuff, and my opinions and different things. So I sort of extended it. But normally they're about 20 to 30 minutes long. And that's it. I only talk about that stuff. Whereas here it's anything really. When we spoke about the army, we spoke about food, we spoke about, I mean, thinking back, we spoke about cancer, we spoke about mental health, we spoke about, and it's just, yeah, definitely, Wilma. That's what you want. You want it easily to for people to, like, they're looking for a diamond painting of flowers. So you want a section, a title that says flowers, and they just click on that, landscapes, whatever, rather than just a load of pictures with different stuff. I mean, you need to organize your site so people can easily find what it is they're interested in. And a nice looking website definitely attracts people. When if someone looks at Wix later. Oh, right, Wix, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've got no affiliation with Wix. I mean, it's what I use, and I've always liked it. It's pretty easy to use. It's pretty simple. Um, there's loads of things that you can do with it I haven't even looked at. Like, I have sort of basic ideas of what I want to do, and if I get it and I think it looks okay and it works, I'll leave it at that. I don't really go for the all singing, dancing, spinning video stuff because you could spend forever tweaking. If I get it, and I tend to just start extending into different things, and the diamond painting thing is the next thing. But like I said, finding time for that. I'm really focused on the YouTube stuff just now. There's a lot of stuff that I still want to do aimed at beginners, and doing it the way that I would do it. I mean, I've seen loads of videos, but there's a lot of things that I think, "Ah, they should have mentioned this," or nobody's really talking about this, or that sort of thing. I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas. Again, takes time. I mean, I'm sure some of it I'll probably never ever get around to doing. But we'll see. Just like this section finished, and then I'm heading off. I have to get up and get busy doing some housework shortly. Oh, just not to come out. Well, that sounds like you've got an exciting day, Jean. Thanks for dropping in, though. It's good to talk to you. It's been a while since I've spoken. I mean, Marilyn as well, and Mike. It's been a while since I've spoke to people. It's good to see that everybody's well and still diamond painting. So thanks for dropping in, Jean. Have a good day. Enjoy your housework as much as you possibly can. I watch replays of lives if chat is there. Sometimes long time for. Yeah, it's because it verifies everything. When this goes up, it's still being checked, so the comments don't appear. And sometimes it can be, I don't know, 24 hours or longer. I've noticed. Depends how long the video is as well. Yeah, well, I've just read the end of your thing there. I've seen it taken over a day. So it's just one of these things. So I suppose it's don't watch a replay alive until at least a day later. Then you'll see the comments. But I mean, the problem with the lives as well is if you're not that well known like me, you don't get a lot of people coming in. So you get big spells where it's really quiet and it's just like they're just watching you play drills. And to somebody who diamond paints, it's like, why am I going to sit and watch somebody doing it when I can sit and do it myself? Um, the the thing about the lives is the fact that you can actually talk to each other in real time. It's totally different from being in a group where you just put messages and people chip in and a lot of times in groups, it sort of starts to be like a competition at times, which isn't really what I think the whole thing's about. You hate housework. I don't know anybody that loves housework. But yeah, sometimes in the groups it can get a bit heated, arguing over trivial things like which containers are the best, or round or square drills the best. and you can get, like, hundreds of comments on a question, like, "What's best, round or square?" Put that in a group, and then go back a few days later and see how many comments have been. I don't know. I would rather talk to people about, other things. If you like using rounds, use rounds. If you like using squares, use squares. If you use both, use both. Simple as that. I'll guarantee you in any diamond painting group, I bet you none of them are talking about pig brain soup. And that's the difference between lives and groups. You do realise you could have had your housework done if it hadn't been for me, Jean. Okay, that's it. Section done. All I have to do now is get the little roller, scooped a litter box and made a bed. Does that count as getting things? Yeah, it definitely does. Thanks for that. So you've just said you would rather scoop poop than watch my lives. Full of compliments today, Marilyn. You were eating breakfast when we were talking about pig's brain soup. Yeah, that's the I forget about that, the time difference thing. Sorry about that. Putting dishes away now. Well, we've made a start. So that's it. Section done. Been rolled. Switch the light off. I don't think you'll really notice much. It's too small a section, but if I switch the backlight off, maybe you'll see a bit of colour. Nothing much to see in that small corner. Anyway, that's it for today. So this is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Just had a scam call. Great fun, Mike. So yeah, I'm going to head off. So thanks for dropping in. I've seen more and more people that I haven't seen for a long time. So thanks for spending some time. I hope you have a good weekend. And in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.